Welcome back to the 4th episode of Weekly Animated News Chat. It's the show you don't care for, telling you the news you've already heard. I'd like to start this episode with an apology. In episode 2, we used the likeness of a certain Italian plumber without the permission of Nintendo. Nintendo, I apologise. Lesson learned. On that note, I'd like to introduce you to my Turkish mascot for this episode, Barrio. In this episode, we'll be talking Mafia 3, Dead Rising 4, the Xbox game preview program, Bulletstorm Remaster, and the Red Dead Redemption sequel. First up, the gangster 'em up, Mafia 3. For those of you not clued up, it follows the story of one Lincoln Clay out for revenge. Cause, well, let's be honest, games in which you can exact revenge are awesome. The game is set in New Bordeaux during 1968, 1 year after the greatest car ever was made, the 1967 Chevy Impala. Lincoln Clay, back from the Vietnam War, is thrown into a war more personal when his family, the Black Mob, are assassinated by crime boss Sal Marcone. Christ, that was all serious there for a second. I feel kinda dirty. Sadly, Mafia 3 is almost unplayable, riddled with numerous bugs and glitches, the worst being various cars just dying in the middle of a mission. And speaking of missions, I've only played about 10 of them, but I already know I've seen it all. Drive, shoot, take over racket, rinse, lather, repeat. I mean, the warning signs were already there, with Hangar 13 not releasing a single review copy of the game, which in one respect is smart for them, business-wise, but bad for us, consumer-wise. As you know, this show is about news and not reviews. Did that rhyme? Anyway, Mafia 3 is out now, but I'd save your money at least until the bugs and glitches have been addressed. Next up, Dead Rising 4. Recently, a new trailer for the Christmas-themed zombie game dropped, and it's all kinds of awesome. I mean, action movies set at Christmas are amazing, but a game set at Christmas with zombies? Well, that just blew my tiny animated mind. Icing on the cake, Dead Rising original badass Frank I've Covered Wars You Know West is back. Albeit a slightly younger looking version. I mean, that plastic surgeon must be a genius. Frank went from looking like a slightly overweight Dan Aykroyd to this guy, and he's all kinds of handsome and macho. The game will take place in Willamette, Colorado. That's right, the place the Dead Rising franchise got its start. But this time it's all of Willamette, not just the mall. If the guy animated this was actually competent, he would animate me exploding with excitement. But he isn't, so moving swiftly on. Now I know what you're thinking, Willamette was destroyed along with the mall, but it's now the Willamette Memorial Megaplex Mall. And that isn't just a bunch of silly words strung together, but actually the name of the mall that was rebuilt. Probably in Frank West's honour, because let's face it, he's so dreamy. I mean badass. Dead Rising 4 will release December 6th, so buy it, because Christmas and zombies. I think that should be on the box art. Next up, the Xbox game preview program, or as I call it, the play some games go but none of the cool ones except maybe Ark. Bit of a mouthful, but it's true. The Xbox game preview program, for those of you who don't know, is a program much like Steam with unfinished games you can support and play before the game is finished. Now in theory, this would have been an excellent program, but well, it's not. When the program was announced back in 2015 at E3, everyone was hyped. Microsoft hyped the balls out of the game preview program, DayZ, cough cough, and did it again this year with a Cullen. Both titles are coming soon. Yeah, right. In fairness, the program does have some decent games, but when all you wanted to do is play a zombie survival game with your best mate and kill anyone else while shouting pumpkin, it kind of annoys you when you can't. Obviously I covered DayZ in a previous episode, so go watch that, because quite frankly we need the views. So to sum up, preview program is okay, but needs a lot of decent titles to actually make a difference. Next up is Red Dead Redemption news. You hear that, Legacy Killer? Actual news, not a 5-minute video full of guesses and bullshit. The gaming gods Rockstar have posted a picture. That one. And well, if that isn't Red Dead, then I'm gonna look stupid. I mean, what on earth could it be? Table tennis. Shut up, Barrio. Basically, Rockstar telling us to stand by. And if I had legs, I would. More on Red Dead Redemption news when I get it. I mean, they've basically broken the internet anyway. And there's not even a Kardashian in sight. And finally, the game no one remembers and hardly anyone played is getting a remake. That's right, Bulletstorm. The first-person shooter with the alcoholic protagonist is being remade for current-gen consoles. Now, I'm not one for bad-mouthing video games. Now see, you would have laughed at that if you had actually listened to a single one of our podcasts. Seriously, people, link is in the description. Press play, sit back and educate yourselves. Look, remakes are good and bad. Good if you haven't played a game before, and bad because the people making these remakes could be making new games and not rehashing old shit for a few more pennies. But in Bulletstorm's defence, it was a decent enough game made by the people behind the first 3 Gears of War games. But again, it's just not needed. No official word on a release date has been given, as the leak has just recently occurred, but rest assured it'll be sooner rather than later. Well, this is the part I usually thank you for watching and tell you to subscribe, leave a like and comment. But we all know you won't do that, so whatever. I'm off to drink 2 beers so I can find the courage to pick a fight with someone 3 times smaller than me so I can feel like a real man. Thanks for whatever. It is a me, Mario. I think I might just keep shooting them.